should be a great opening contest. We come to the ring, Fidel Sierra, formerly known in these parts as the Cuban Assassin, and he's come to the ring with his manager slash valet Fantasy, and he's here to defend the World Wrestling Council Caribbean title.
It's not too often that you see one of the World Wrestling Council championships being defended on an independent show in the United States. But here in IPW Hardcore Wrestling, Fidel Sierra has made a huge career for himself, and tonight defending against Axis.
You know, and Axis had a little bit of a message for you as he was walking out there fondling himself, Ron Niemi.
You're the one who likes to watch people like Axis, formerly known as the lead singer from Midnight Oil, fondle himself, Baron.
Oh, whatever you say, Ron Niemi. You've called him Right Said Fred, Midnight Oil, Just Incredible. What are you going to say next? He's like a reincarnate evil Nikita Koloff?
Yes, that was the next thing I was going to call him.
I knew it. And I tell you something, Axis is growing by leaps and bounds, not just in size, but in his wrestling ability. You've seen him here in previous weeks, facing Snow, being part of the Chaotic Cult along with David Young and Chaos. This guy's barely out of his rookie year, but going against a guy like the Cuban Assassin is going to make you grow up in a real big hurry in this IPW ring.
Now, the hatred for Fidel Sierra is very apparent. At the Florida WrestlePlex, once again, a packed house for the IPW show. These people actually rallied behind Axis, who is one of the most hated wrestlers on the entire roster. But coming out challenging for the title when Fidel Sierra put the open challenge out in the middle of the ring, everyone's cheering for this guy. Everybody's into him. That's how hated Fidel Sierra and Fantasy are in IPW.
Actually, I can't think of anybody in the state of Florida or even when he wrestles down in Puerto Rico or when he wrestles in Mexico that's more hated than the Cuban Assassin. He goes out of his way, even if people don't hate him, to try to make him hate him. He revels in those boos that come out of the audience, and it makes him a better competitor. And there's a good shot of Fantasy. She's been with him for years now. She's the brains behind the operation, or at least that's what she'll tell you, Ron.
You talk about him being the most hated wrestler in IPW and in Mexico and in Puerto Rico. Truth is this guy's got lots of technical skills, and see, that's what he doesn't need. He doesn't need Fantasy sticking her nose in the business, but he's smart. He takes advantage of the opening, and he nails Axis with a huge clubbing right to the back.
All right, there you see our special referee for this match, Gentleman Jim Bragg, looking as only he can, just like Ned Flanders.
What's so special about Jim Bragg anyway?
I'm not really sure. I'm just reading the cue cards from the truck.
No, what it is, he's special because the fact that he comes out here week after week at the age of 73 years old, constipated, backed up for over a week, and he comes out here and referees a brutal match like this as Axis hits Fidel Sierra with 3 crushing right hands.
There you go. And it's not often that Fidel Sierra can be in there with a guy 30 years older than him in the squared circle.
You're right.
And we see Axis trying to overpower Cuban Assassin trying to overpower him. Oh, and there goes Axis. Oh, almost dumped him right in his head there. That could have been a bad move for one Fidel Sierra. You get dropped straight in your head like that, you're not getting up.
Somebody takes me for a vertical suplex. If I can't block it, I'm going to be looking to protect myself. I'm going to go up and I'm going to go over, and I'll decide what happens after I crash to the mat. But nobody's dropping me on my head. If I can block it, fine. But the business, the championships, the glory, and the gold all come from being able to have the longevity and to be able to prosper in this business, and you can't do that with a broken neck, Aaron.
No, you can't. And there you see Axis. He got a big splash in the corner on Fidel Sierra and almost got the 3 count, but the veteran was able to kick out. I tell you, Axis may be overpowering this match right now, but Fidel Sierra, he's got a lot of tricks up his sleeves. He may not be quite as out of it as we think, and there you go. He lures him right in. Axis went for that big boot that absolutely crushed Snow a couple of weeks back here and was able to just kind of rack himself on the top rope there on his McGroin. And there you see Fidel Sierra smartly following it up with another move to the groin region and then drops him right in his head with a DDT.
He hits him with the reverse atomic drop and then drops into a huge DDT. That's not enough to finish Axis. On February 8th, a special Friday night show, Valentine's Vengeance at the Florida WrestlePlex. Axis will be here with his partner Chaos, and they have guaranteed one of the most violent nights in professional wrestling. And Mr. Peskin, I don't know what size Axis and Chaos are on, but I'll be watching my back.
Tell you what, Axis and Chaos, I'll tell you exactly whose side they're on. They're on the Chaotic Cult side, and whatever is best for them at any particular time. Chaos has showed in the past, even though he has the history here with IPW, even though he has the history with you, Ron Niemi, he doesn't exactly show any loyalty to anybody but himself. All he cares about is keeping a hold of that hardcore title and running through IPW with bloodshed and mayhem like he always does. He says that he's just itching, he's thirsty to get back to the kind of brutal mayhem that he used to cause here in IPW. IPW when it seemed like the whole house was here to see chaos. This is a very, very different IPW chaos. They're not here just for chaos. They're not here just for the blood and guts. They're here for all the great wrestling from all of our wrestlers. So if you want to impress this crowd, you're going to have to work that much harder.
Now, he might be the hardcore champion, but Axis is in here with the opportunity of a lifetime. He's in here. He don't care if he's got to take Cuban Assassin and
what's
drop
gonna
him.
come up
Oh my
right
God,
here?
what's this? A new move by Axis? Wow!
Oh, I thought he might go into that little Mad Hardy move, but instead he just drops him right on the back of his head. And he had the ropes for leverage, but there you see how Fantasy can help out a guy, even with the veteran status of Fidel Sierra, as she takes his feet right off the ropes, breaks up the pentatonic, and then smacks him across the face. And that wasn't very smart. Axis doesn't care if you're a woman, if you're the referee, if you're Shannon Rose being his little girly self at ringside. He's going to take you out. And there's a new move, Cuban Assassin using the flag.
This guy keeps going back to the same well.
2, 3, and there it is, fans. We'll be right back in just a moment.